Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are developing a new currency. What does this mean for the US? First of all, the US has crumbled. If you didn't know that, United States is not the most powerful nation in the world anymore. The US dollar is worthless. The US is in trillions of debt, and no country wants to deal with the United States anymore. Why? Because the US has bullied other countries for centuries. Kamala Harris is in Africa right now wanting to rile people up about human rights and about democracy, and she's being shut down everywhere. US system has always wanted people to rely on them. Why? Because they're corporates and they don't give a fuck about nobody else. Excuse my language. They don't care about no one. The US system doesn't care about anybody else but themselves. And I'm talking to the 1% here. And now the BRICS are done. They're over US. They're moving past US. Nobody wants to deal with United States. United States is that toxic partner that nobody wants to be partners with. That's who the US has become. Because of greed, because of selfishness. The US has burned so many bridges that it will be impossible for them to bully other people right now. Nobody wants to hear them. The US keep threatening other countries about, be careful or we'll go to war, X, Y, and Z. We have this ammunition. But hello, are you sure you want to do that? Because the most powerful nations right now are besties. China and Russia are besties. Yes, China and Russia are besties. People are tired of the US bullying them. People are tired of the US coming into their countries and killing their leaders. People are tired of the US manipulating and conniving and destroying other countries. That is what is going on right now. It's nothing else. People are just sick and tired of the lying. That is it. And the US is still trying to manipulate people. They need to wake up. If you are in the government, you need to wake up because nobody is listening to you. We understand that the US dollar is crumbling. We understand that the US is fighting to keep its place. That's okay. I encourage the US to fight to keep its place. I do. I seriously do. I encourage the US to fight to stay the number one nation. Because there's so many great things that happen in America. But for you guys to stay on top, beat China, Russia, South Africa, and all these other countries that are forming together, y'all will need to come out begging. Y'all will need to go on your knees and start from ground zero. The United States needs to come in a manner where they're vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Let's say a person was being rude and disrespectful, and then something bad happens to them, and the person that they were being disrespectful to is the person that can save them. That's what's happening right now. And let me tell you, Africa, I know I'm saying this, but Africa can save the United States if y'all come correct. Because China right now is going crazy in Africa. China is building roads, infrastructure, is building hospitals, schools, it's putting lights everywhere. China is doing it. And if the United States wants to compete with all these other countries that are forming together, y'all know what to do. Come begging. It's that simple. Y'all don't know how to beg. That's the problem. So much pride in the United States. It's me, I in the United States. And it's all the way into the political system. The country was formed on people's back, on slaves. The country was formed on abuse. The country was built on lies. So now that people are recognizing the truth, come begging. Seriously. I'm not trying to be arrogant. Y'all need to go to Africa with your fucking hands wide open, crawling to them. Because we don't need Africans. The Africans are starting to realize that they don't need the US. They don't. For centuries, they probably thought they did. But they don't. And that is very apparent. It's very clear that no country needs the US. You know? And the US keep promoting this like human right and democracy right, but yet look at it. They keep sending money to Ukraine for the war. If you're a democracy place, wouldn't you want to be trying to find ways to make peace? If the United States really cared about people in general, not only their citizens, because we know the US don't care about its citizens, but if you guys cared about humanity and wanting more for humans, wouldn't you guys be trying to find ways to stop the war between Ukraine and Russia? If you guys claim that you are this big, democracy place, human rights is number one here in the US, you should be finding ways to stop the war in Ukraine. But no, instead you're sending money to continue the war. You're sending guns, ammunition, training them how to carry on this war that is going on. If you're a democratic country, if you're a human rights country, if you're for the people, be for the people. Seriously. If you're for the people, show other nations that you want peace. Because sending more money into Ukraine, that's telling the rest of the world that you're ready for war. You want to keep fighting. Find better ways to bring peace. China did it in the Middle East. China brought two countries that have been fighting wars for decades that was caused by the United States. China brought peace in the Middle East. You can do that too. Show the rest of the world that you are ready for peace. That is it. The United States needs to show the rest of the world that they're ready for peace, they're ready to work as a unity, and they're ready to be partners, not bullies. Okay? The United States needs to come with their arms wide open and show the rest of the world that they're ready for partnerships. You cannot survive on your own. Nobody on this world can survive on their own. And US will not be able to survive on its own. Sooner or later, every country is going to move away from the United States. And the people in there are the ones that are going to feel the impact. The common people. That's who this whole thing is going to impact. And I'm so sorry.